Top of the day, beautiful people. Happy Friday. Everybody in the house waiting, ready. Thank you for your patience this morning. I had to adjust my time by a few minutes. All right, y'all, but let's get started. Because I adjusted it, I'm going to have to, I was going to read the last 2 chapters in Thor today. But we will not. We're just going to read chapter 5, and tomorrow we'll finish up this with chapter 6 because it only has 6 chapters. So we'll just do the one. We'll finish it tomorrow. All right, beautiful people. Happy Friday. It is April the 7th, 2023, day 10 of year 5 of reading through books, laws, and prophets, and of the 4-year consecutive day count, day 1393. Today, we're going to read chapter 5 in the book of Thor, which is on page 119, and we're going to go all the way to page 120. And once we get there, we're going to pick up with the next few tribes in Yesar'el and the secret Nazarite scroll in chapter 14, and that starts on page 93. Turn to it now. Yep, the 4th tribe. So, Father, we thank you for diligent study and the ability to adjust. All right, beautiful people. The artist, shalom, shalom. Hannah, I'm going to go from the bottom up this time, y'all. Trina, hey, girl, hey. Elijah, peace and blessings. Tigva, hey, girl, hey. Vanette, Kindred, hey, girls, hey. Mom, shalom. Rita, good morning. Just me, yes. Blessings, Yesar'el, and all glory to the Creator. Fritz, shalom. Nazarene is saying, Creator gang in the house. Tabitha, shalom, shalom. Dawn, what's good, sis? Avia, greetings. Auntie, Grand Friday. And everybody else here already hanging out in the background. Top of the day to you. All right, y'all. So let's get going. Let's put this here. All right, y'all. Chapter 5, Book of Thor. Oh, that's right. Okay. Chapter 5. Peace and prosperity were established on earth and in heaven by the time of the expiration of the dawn of Thor. And now came the time for his own ascent with his hosts, leaving the earth and her heavens in care of God and his lords. So Thor, son of Jehovah, sent swift messengers to Yesar'el, asking to be delivered and asking for the deliverance of 6,000 million brides and bridegrooms to Jehovah. See, weighing, goddess of Hotask in Yesar'el, was appointed by the council in Baru to descend for Thor and his hosts and his 6,000 million. Accordingly, Sewing built her ship and gathered in her hosts for the journey, her 10 million. Let's make it a note. Okay. Verse 5. Nope, let me read 4 again. Accordingly, Sewing built her ship and gathered in her hosts for the journey, her 10 million. This then was the make of her ship, which she named Harp, H-A-R-P, to wit. The photosphere was flat to the north and south, but oval east and west. The openings were on the flat sides with passes through. The crescent described a circle of 3,400 miles, and the depth of the harp, north and south, was 300 miles. The pillars of fire that ascended from the midst were 1,700 miles high. The stars within the photosphere were provided with 5 points, and each star had 1 million chambers, one chamber being allotted as the habitation of one bride or bridegroom, and there were 7,000 of these stars. The framework was crystalline and opaque and transparent, and of all possible colors and shades and tints. Now, besides the stars in their chambers, the base of the crescent was provided with a saloon sufficient for 1 million musicians, and they were thus situated. God had knowledge of the coming of Sewing and had commanded information to be sent throughout atmosphere and to the lords located on earth, inviting all who chose to come and witness the ascent. And there thus came, besides the brides and bridegrooms, 2,000 million angels, many not yet delivered from the first resurrection. So it came to pass, Sewing, goddess of Hotosk, came down in her ship of fire, even to the foundation of Gal, came in great magnificence, and was received by Thor and by God and his lords. And she ascended the throne and performed the marriage rite for the 6,000 million. And after that, a recreation of 1 day was proclaimed in Gal, during which time the atmospherians and Etherians mingled freely together. On the following day, Thor accompanied Sewing into her ship, and their host went in also, being nearly 7,000 million. And then, amidst a rain of Etherian flowers, Sewing started her fire ship upward. God and his host, remaining in Gal, saluted in the sign Jehovah forever, which was properly answered by the ascending millions. Then on its axis turned the great ship, rising and turning higher and higher. And in a little while, only an ascending star was seen, and then it disappeared into the distance. Thus fulfilled Thor his great mission in dawn to the earth and her heavens. And that's the end of chapter 15. There's one more chapter left, but I'm thinking this plate that's showing here, it doesn't go with the chapter we just read. So I'll leave it for tomorrow. Oh, man. We're going to wait. Oh, yeah, we'll wait for this part. This talks about this last chapter. I'll wait because I don't want to get into it today. I forgot about that, but I think it mentions about spirits persuading mortals to commit suicide. But there's another place in here where it talks about that too, if I remember correctly. Okay, we'll leave that for tomorrow. All right, let's hop on over to the Secret Nazarite Scroll, beautiful people. We are on page 93. We're still in chapter 14 in the Nazarene book of Genesis. Selah, shalom, shalom. Brian's Yoga, what's going on? Deshaun, Intuitive Goat, what's going on? Brandon Carter, Zachary Yahoo, Uncle J B. Create a gang in the building. All right, y'all. All right, so yesterday we learned about the first 3 tribes, right? And when you look in the Bible, there are little similarities, right? Kind of the same, but not really. We'll just go over them real quick. The first tribe was the tribe of priest and priestess. Then you had the second tribe, which are the hold on, let me give a little bit more detail. Okay, the first tribe was a tribe of priestess, which were priest and priestess, men and women. And the difference with Israel is Israel slaughtered, had blood sacrifices and all of this stuff. The Nazarites did not do that in their priesthood whatsoever. They did not murder. They were vegetarian. They brought no harm to anybody. And they were also, you could become a priest or a priestess. You can be from any other tribe. And also, as you grow and develop, you could join the tribe of priest or priestess. Whereas in the Bible, Levi could only be true priests and priestess till the split between Rehoboam and Jeroboam after King Solomon had passed away and Israel split. And you got the southern kingdom of Judah, which consisted of Judah, Benjamin, and most of the Levites, and then you had the northern kingdom that Jeroboam ruled over all the rest of the tribes, and he let anybody be a priest, right? They were still on shenanigans, but he was kind of closer to this than the southern kingdom of Israel was. But they were still on a bunch of shenanigans, and they were still doing a whole lot of wicked stuff. Okay, so that's the tribe of priests and priestess, and they were all Nazarites as well. So then you have the second, which is the tribe of healers. Perfect example. We have Yaqub, but also Selah, right? He also is very well educated, and he has his own line of healing herbs and everything, of which, might I say, are the bomb, right? His bittersweet herbals are amazing. So then you had the tribe of healers, those that understand nature, the different foods that will heal your body, but also they're very well trained in those foods that will destroy the body as well, right? So they get a good full education as being a part of the tribe of healers to help restore the bodies, right? And then the third tribe we talked about was, the tribe of lions, right? Israel, that would be the tribe of Judah. But this particular tribe, according to this, they did not kill, and they were called an army, and they were practiced. They were very well trained in what we call today martial arts, but they were trained in a martial art called Zayn. But they did not go out. Their army didn't go out there killing and stuff, but they did protect. And even if you came up against them and tried to fight them or whatever, they would defend themselves. But they're gonna not fight you in order to defeat you. They're going to fight you to push you off, because their main weapon was their philosophy of their life. But they did understand martial arts to protect themselves and their loved ones. And even when they walk with the Nazarites, if somebody tried to run up on them, they would protect them as well. So hold on. It says, hold on. There. Oh, and they said to kill, according to the warriors of the Nazarites of this particular tribe, if you kill, you're actually abandoning the way, because they promote life. And they, right here, let me read this. The third weapon of the Nazarene lion is the wooden staff that he has been trained to use in Zion. The staff is the weapon of last resort. Philosophical discourse is the weapon of first resort. Then it goes down a little bit further and says to kill is to abandon the way. And we jump on over to verse 134, and it tells them that they shouldn't get the big head, right? But neither should you boast nor use your strength to intimidate others, for such behavior is not the way of 7Apr23, right? Which is the way of life, or the way in their particular tribe, the way of the lion, right? Okay. So that was a quick one yesterday. No, we actually did one more. We did the tribe of song and words, right? These are the those who could sing, and they literally can pull down notes from heaven, and also those who are really great in oratory, right? And they say, yea, great wisdom is shared by tongue and scroll. So this leaves us starting today with tribe number 4, which starts on page 93, if you have the updated version, verse 171. Let there be Shevet Rekushim, the tribe of gatherers of materials. And after Shevet Rekushim is reference number 25. And 25 at the bottom says, Rekush is a Hebrew word that means goods, materials, substance, property, possessions. A similar Nazarene version of that word refers more specifically to raw materials. The Nazarene term Rekushim came to signify the persons who gathered and stored such raw materials as stone, wood, seed, etc. Thus, though it is a linguistic stretch, the term meant gatherer of materials. Okay, so go back up. I'll reread verse 171. Let there be Shevet Rekushim, the tribe of gatherers of materials. These are the prudent men and women who gather and store the materials that will be needed by others. For lo, the tribes shall need wood and stone, seed and soil, and other such things. Shevet Rekushim shall gather and store these materials, but that is not their greatest work. For they must see that the materials taken from the bosom of Mother Earth are taken in a manner that does little harm. Yea, if too much wood is taken from one forest, that forest will become ill. Likewise, if too much stone is taken from one mountain, the beauty of that mountain will be destroyed. Behold, Mother Earth is happy to share her soil, wood, and stones with you, for you are her children and have need of such things. What mother would deny her children the milk of her breast? But likewise, what child would cut off the breast of his mother? Oh, that's good. Wherefore, those of Shevet Rekushim have a sacred charge. Gather and store the raw materials of the earth mother, but in a wise manner with sensitivity to her health. O Shevet Rekushim, do not become despondent thinking other work is more spiritual than ours. For I tell you truly, you are the stewards of nature's bounty, and that is a sacred trust. Verse 184. Yea, a spiritual work you do for Jaja. Hold on. Yea, a spiritual work you do for Jaja places you in a position of trust. Show yourselves worthy of that trust. For if the steward becomes a thief, who will protect the earth mother? Therefore, be warned. Let not the temptation to profit from overzealous gathering of raw materials overtake you, for such is not the way of Shevet Rekushim. Blessed are the gatherers of raw materials who keep the way of Shevet Rekushim. They are of the nation of Yesar'el. They are working for Jaja and shall receive heavenly blessings. Quashab, I say unto all who will enter Yesar'el, give thanks, raise your hands high, and give thanks for Shevet Rekushim. The next tribe number 5, the tribe of farmers. Let there be Shevet Ikarim, the tribe of farmers. And after Shevet Ikarim is reference number 26. And 26 simply just repeats it. The Hebrew term Shevet Ikarim, Ikkarim, means tribe of farmers. Verse 195, lo, the farmers sow the seeds that become the fruits and vegetables that feed the tribes. The farmer rises early with the angel of the sun and works with all the angels of the earthly mother to grow crops that feed the hungry. O Abdiel, just as the name of your father is Adam, which means soil, and the name of your mother is Eve, which means life, the farmer seeds dead soil with life to bring joy to the children of the earth. And after Adam up here in verse 197, after Adam is referenced 27 and Eve is reference 28. So I'm gonna read them both together. Reference number 27 for Adam. It says, Adam is the Nazarene masculine form of the feminine Adama, which means soil. Reference 28, Eve is the English version of the Hebrew name Kava. Because our English readers are so familiar with the name Eve, we're using it to avoid confusion. Chava means life. Okay, so I'm going to reread verse 197 over. O Abdiel, just as the name of your father is Adam, which means soil, and the name of your mother is Eve, which means life. Listen, when I read that. Now, when we read this gives a different spin. This gives a different spin on the name Adam and Eve, right? Think about what we learned from the Bible, Adam and Eve, the first father and mother of all creation, right? Clearly, we know that's a quite bit of a stretch. Everybody didn't come from them too, right? And then we read in Owaspi, and it talks about them being groups of people, like Adam being an actual one of the first races of man, and it goes into a little bit of detail about that. But here, listen to this. O Abdiel, just as the name of your father is Adam, which means soil, right? How we created, right? We come from the earth. We're dirt and spirit mingled together in such a beautiful way. Your father is the soil, Adama. That's where you come from. My G, at least your animal flesh, that's where it comes from. Adama, it comes from the soil. O Abdiel, just as the name of your father is Adam, which means soil, and the name of your mother is Eve, which means life. And think about the life that the earth gives us. We read about this all through when we was going through the Essene gospel of peace, and this just carries it on just a little bit more. The earth is our mother. She nurtures us with the fruits and everything that she releases to us for us to keep our bodies healthy and also to repair them when we tear them up because of a poor diet. Okay, I just, when I read it this time, I just saw it a little bit differently. Okay. O Abdiel, just as the name of your father is Adam, which means soil, and the name of your mother is Eve, which means life, the farmer seeds dead soil with life to bring joy to the children of the earth. For without the blessed work of the farmer, there is sadness and starvation in the land. Yea, the wise farmer works in harmony with Mother Earth, and thereby brings joy to the children of earth. But be warned, an unwise farmer can bring death and despair, even as the wise farmer brings life and joy. For whereas the wise farmer mixes the principle of life with dead soil to make living soil, the unwise farmer will mix the poison of death with living soil to make dead soil. Wherefore I say unto all who hear my voice, in the day when poisoned foods are offered, listen to this. Hold on, what? Listen to this. Yeah, this is that day. Verse 202. Wherefore I say unto all who hear my voice, in that day when poisoned foods are offered at low price and fancy wrappings, know that those wrappings are naught but the burial wraps of those who partake. You go get a cheeseburger, dead flesh, and burial wrappings that will soon cover your dead body if you keep consuming it. Let me read that again. Wow. Wherefore I say unto all who hear my voice, in the day when poisoned foods are offered at low price in fancy wrappings, know that those wrappings are naught but the burial wraps of those who partake. Truly, to those of that day I say, better to pay double for living food than to partake of poisoned food. And clearly, anything healthy, it's priced sky high, sky high. And then some of the lower income neighborhoods, you got all kinds of, you got fast food joints all around the place. You go get a whole meal and a dessert sometime at an apple pie. If they got a little special going on, you can probably get it for $3.50. It may probably pay about $5 nowadays, but still, who can't gather up $5 within a couple hours if you're just going from corner to corner, bumming a dollar off everybody, right? And somebody gonna give it to you, right? Verse 203. Truly to those of that day I say, better to pay double for living food than to partake of poisoned food. Yea, poisoned food is grown and Yea, poisoned food is that grown in poisoned soil, and living food is that grown in living soil. Wherefore I say unto those of the future, beware. For when Adam and Eve are in union, there is joy, but Adam without Eve is death and despair, or soil and life, right? Just as the name of your father is Adam, which means soil, and the name of your mother is Eve, which means life. The farmer seeds dead soil with life to bring joy to the children of the earth. Wherefore I say unto those of the future, beware, for when Adam and Eve are in union, there is joy. But Adam without Eve, without life, soil without life, flesh without life, is death and despair. Behold, There are 12 tribes of workers in Yesar'el, but those of each tribe should touch the soil. Wherefore, in each Nazarene kibbutza, those of each tribe will work in the gardens in the morning or evening as needed, according to the view of the garden master. But those of Shevet Ikarim, the tribe of farmers, will specialize in this sacred work. Farmers, do not become despondent, thinking your work mundane and of the earth, but the work of priests, transcendental and of the heavens. Let me read that again. Hold up. Oh, okay. I get it. Farmers, do not become despondent, thinking your work mundane and of the earth, but the work of priests, transcendental and of the heavens. Nor should you think your fields less beautiful than the products of the artist. And do not think the sound that surround, and do not think the sounds that surround your work are less pleasing than the voices of the singers or the drumbeat of the drummers. Lo, each farm is a holy scripture testifying to the ways of Jah. And he who does not see the tapestry of Jah in the field of the farmer is blind to Jah. And the birds that sing in the skies above the farm are as a heavenly chorus of angels. And the rhythm of the rains as they fall upon the fields, and the rhythm of the seasons as they turn. What drummer can surpass these? Yea, do not think your work less than any other work, but neither should you think your work more important than the work of others. Such is not the way of Shevet Ikarim. Lo, you would be homeless without the house builder and clothless without the seamstress. Yesar'el is one nation, and each tribe of workers contributes to the blessedness of this nation. Blessed are the farmers who keep the way of Shevet Ikarim. They are of the nation of Yesar'el. They are working for Jah and shall receive heavenly blessings. And so, real quick, let's go back as they translated who Yesar'el was, right? Remember, there's a Yesar'el and a Yisrael. Yesar'el is those who walk in righteousness with Jah or Creator, right? It's the kingdom of righteous people, not just a race of people. It's literally talking about everybody here, right? Everybody here on this earth plane, in this school, right? Either you're walking according to righteousness, and when you walk according to righteousness, they call that Yesar'el. Y-E, hold on. Let me just go back. Right, okay. At the very beginning of chapter 14, in verse 4. Matter of fact, let's just go back to verse 1. Receive now the fourth candle of the Bahir Shabbatayim. The fourth candle illuminates the Am Yesar'el, which is the nation of Yesar'el. The Shni Hugim, the two circles that form one church, shall be Am Ehad, one nation. The name of our nation is Yesar'el, which means right relationship with Elohim, right? And it gets into Elohim, which is they tell you that it's plural, but it's also referring to creator, which is a balance of masculine and feminine, not just the male, right? So when it says Elohim, that's what it's referring to. Even though you say Elohim today in some Hebrew circles, Elohim, they still looking at it as like the masculine father of the Godhead, right? They're still discounting the perfect balance of our creator, or you can say creators, but those in unison are one. So we can say creator, knowing that it's a perfect balance of the both of them, right? Okay. But it also goes down here and tells you, let's say the name of our nation is Yesar'el, which means right relationship with Elohim. And let me read the footnote again, where it gives a little bit of detail about Israel. It's at the bottom of page 85. It says, the Hebrew word Yesar'el, Yesar apostrophe El, literally means right relationship with Elohim and implies right relationship with Elohim. This is in contrast to the Hebrew word Yisrael or Israel, Yisra'. And in parentheses, it has Israel, which means he will rule as Elohim. Some authorities translate Yisrael as he struggles with Elohim. By either translation, Yisrael, which is Israel, implies a wrong relationship with Elohim. And if you actually, you ain't got to have this. If you just dig a little bit into Yisrael, you will see that. I've actually remember yesterday when I was reading this, I started to go ahead and tell you what I had learned, but I was like, wait a minute, it might give a different outlook, but it did begin to imply what I had previously studied about the nation of Israel and its spellings and its connotations and what it means. And it actually means the wrong, like you're literally on the wrong side of the relationship with Creator. And now that we've been introduced into other materials and scrolls and stuff, we can clearly see that what Israel is doing is on the opposite side of life, right? According to Creator's commands, the slaughterings, the killings, and it's been in front of our face all this time, right? But we've been taught to see it in a certain way. We've been taught to believe it in a certain way. That's why you have to, as you grow, you got to learn how to do your own research and study. I'm thankful for teachers, but some of them are teaching you wrong, and they can be sincere, but they are sincerely wrong, right? And you can't really blame them, because as you grow older, your skills that you've been learning all through your school of life should begin to kick in, and you should start going to check some of these references that they just throwing out there to you, right? That's why we all here today. We started checking them references they was throwing out at us, right? We're like, hold on, all y'all full of crap. Did you know this? And some of them absolutely know, which is disheartening that you know it, but you will continue to teach it. Like I told you, one pastor I had reached out to, I'm like, did you know? He said, yeah. I said, well, why are you not telling it? Like, I'm curious as to why you're not teaching it. Why are you still like going down this path? He said, because it will cause a split. He said, and I don't want to deal with the schism of the split. And that kind of summed it up. But he said, because it will cause a split and an uproar. And he's on social media as well. You know, so that's what we're conversating back and forth. That he said, because it will cause an uproar. So he just stays away from it. And that just baffled me. And I'm just like, so it's still just as bad as not sharing. I mean, that's still as bad as sharing lies, not sharing the truth, right? Because you just let them go on believing this. And that totally baffles me. Nikki, shalom, cousin. Dana reminds me of the Little Big Farm documentary. It was absolutely beautiful how they laid out their farm. It was like a quilt. I'm gonna have to look into that. I ain't never heard it. It's called Little Big Farm documentary. I'm gonna have to look into that. Hold on. When we was reading about the farmers, okay. I'm gonna share it if I can share it. Like if it's a trailer, then I'll share the trailer, and y'all gonna have to go pull it up on wherever it is. That's right, Nazarene is saying, do your own due diligence. That's what we doing. All right, y'all. So let's poison foods in the garden. Mundane. Let's just go back to verse 218. Okay. But neither should you think your work more important than the work of others. Such is not the way of 7Apr23. Lo, you would be homeless without the house builder and clothless without the seamstress. Yesar'el is one nation, and each tribe of workers contributes to the blessedness of this nation. Blessed are the farmers who keep the way of 7Apr23. They are of the nation of Yesar'el. They are working for Jah and shall receive heavenly blessings. Quashab, I say unto all who will enter Yesar'el, give thanks, raise your hands high and give thanks for 7Apr23, or the tribe of farmers. Hey, all right. The next tribe 6. We got some of these in the house, the artists and the crafters. Listen. Let there be Shevet Omenim, the tribe of artists and crafters. And it has reference number 29 after Omenim. And it says, The Hebrew word omenim literally means workers, but is the Nazarene term used specifically for crafters, including artists. Some weave baskets of intricate patterns pleasing to the eye. Some use clay from the bosom of Mother Earth to fashion bowls and pots of great beauty. Others paint with a rainbow of colors the beauties of nature. Lo, there are a thousand other ways. Lo, there are a thousand other ways. Them of graceful hands make works of beauty for all to enjoy. Artists and crafters, be not despondent, thinking your work trivial or less useful than that of other tribes. For one work of art may speak as eloquently as the, I'm sorry, for one work of art may speak as eloquently of the glories of Jaja as a thousand sermons. And beauty is indeed useful, though it cannot be counted or measured. Yea, you are a joy giver. Be joyful that you have been blessed with your gift. But do not boast in your skill, neither mock those who have not your skill. For such behavior is not the way of Shevet Omanim. Blessed are the artists and crafters who keep the way of Shevet Omanim. They are of the nation of Yesar'el. They are working for Jaja and shall receive heavenly blessings. Kushab, I say unto all who will enter Yesar'el, give thanks, raise your hands high, and give thanks for Shevet Omanim. The next tribe, tribe 7. Verse 245. I was highlighting them as I was going. Well, I did the highlighter for the ones we just read yesterday because I started reading a little bit ahead. Okay. We got these in the house too. I got some of them in my house. Okay. That was my ticker to let me know we got a few minutes left. I think we might finish this. We're gonna finish this today. We'll finish the rest of the tribes instead of making it 3 days. But if y'all gotta go to work, go ahead and get out of here, right? Don't get yourself in trouble with the man. If you work for yourself, you can do your own time. All right, but I want to finish this today. Okay. Verse 245. Let there be Shevet Kara Shem, the tribe of skilled tradesmen. And after Shevet Kara Shem is reference number 30. And down at the bottom, it says the Hebrew word Karashim, Charashim, Karashim means skilled workers or skilled tradesmen. These are them skilled in the art of using stone and wood to build homes and other useful things and to repair the broken things. Yea, these are them with skill in one of the many diverse trades, for many needs shall arise, and there will be skilled workers for each need. For Jaja blesses each person with a special gift. Some are blessed with voices like unto angels and become singers. Some are blessed with hands that heal the sick and become healers. Some are blessed with the skill to build homes for the singers and healers. Yea, the skills of one may not be the skills of another, but Yesar'el is blessed by the skills of each. Remember, Yesar'el are those who walk in righteousness. All right. Skilled tradesmen, be not despondent, thinking your gift less spiritual than the priest or less pleasing than the musician. For skills given by Jaja should be thankfully received and utilized for the uplift of all. For skills given by Jaja should be thankfully received and utilized for the uplift of all. That is the Nazarene way and the way of Shevet Karashim. Yea, be joyful for your skill, for with your skill you may serve others. Behold, the skilled seamstress makes the rasta of the priest and the skilled builder makes the home for the singers. And after Rasta, like the Rasta man or Rasta pasta, one of my favorite dishes, plant-based Rasta pasta. I'll go to Desmond's in a hot second. That's a island soul food and grill. They don't do nothing but plant-based foods, and all their stuff is amazing. They from the islands too. Okay, let me get back. Behold, the skilled seamstress makes the roster of the priest. And after roster is reference number 31. And 31 at the bottom says, a rasta, Rasta, is a ceremonial hemp robe, HEMP, a ceremonial hemp robe worn for special Nazarene ceremonies and rituals. The word rasta, apparently of ancient Nazarene origin, has survived in the Aramaic dialect spoken by the Mandaeans? By the Mandaeans of Iraq. Mandaeans. Okay. Apparently, hold on, let me read it again. The rasta is a ceremonial hemp robe worn for special Nazarene ceremonies and rituals. The word rasta, apparently of ancient Nazarene origin, has survived in the Aramaic dialect spoken by the Mandaeans of Iraq. Okay. Let's go back up to verse 258 and I'll start it over. Behold, the skilled seamstress makes the rasta of the priest, and the skilled builder makes homes for the singers. I tell you truly, many of Yesar'el would suffer were it not for the diverse skills of Shevet Karashim. Yea, skilled workers, be not despondent in your practical gifts, but neither should you boast. And do not belittle those who have not your skill, for such is not the way of Shevet Kasharim. Blessed are the skilled tradesmen who keep the way of Shevet Karashim. They are of the nation of Yesar'el. They are working for Jaja and shall receive heavenly blessings. Quishab, I say unto all who will enter Yesar'el, give thanks. Raise your hands high and give thanks for Shevet Karashim. The next tribe, tribe number 8. Got a lot of these. Okay. Verse 268. Tribe number 8. Let there be Shevet Ovdim, Ovdim. Let there be Shevet Ovdim, the tribe of service workers. And after Shevet Ovdim is reference number 32. That's good. Makes more sense to name all the tribes after things in nature and needed for life survival. Right? That's exactly what this is doing. Listen, instead of whittling it down to one sacred group of people kept separated from all the other world that the creator only blesses everybody else heathens. Israel, we the bomb. The creator chose us, we the blessed people, not because we were many, but because we were least of all, bro. Y'all the heathens. Wreaking havoc all across the earth. The entire earth was afraid of Israel and what their false god was leading them to do. All right, I digress. Let's read this. Reference 31. Ovdim is the Nazarene term for service workers. By this term is meant unskilled workers. Go back up. Let there be Shevet Ovdim, the tribe of service workers. These are the ones who are blessed with the desire to be of service. Their special gift from Jaja is their willingness to help, right? Sometimes I find myself here like, look, I don't know how to do that, but just let me know what I can do. Show me how to do it real quick. And even if I just need to carry this stuff back, I'll do it for you. I'm just here to help. Their special gift from Jaja is their willingness to help. They take joy in providing personal services, even in tasks such as cleaning or physical labor. You got Molly Maid, you got the drivers for Uber, for Uber Eats. What's some of the other ones? DoorDash. Like, you don't feel like, I'll go get it for you. Just give me a look. When I was active duty, we be in a berthing, and they got the vending machines and stuff scattered throughout the ship and stuff on the mess deck. So if somebody is about to, well, say somebody wanted something from down there, but they ain't want to go. You always have somebody willing to go fly for everybody else, and they give them a couple dollars or whatever. I'll go fly for y'all. Y'all want to go? I'll go. Yep. What you want? Take the list. You got them airwheel, right? I did it a couple times, but then I was like, you and mine? No, because I'm hungry too, and I need some money to go get me something. So they'll offer themselves. They ain't got no money, or they used all their money up, especially while we was out to sea. I'll go fly. What you want? What you want? Yep, give me a list. Yep. And they'll literally take orders for 30 people. And they'll go fly, come back with a couple, like they went grocery shopping and they got everybody's stuff. And they come back with some good stuff for themselves too. Because some people would tip them $5 and $10. Like, I got enough money for the rest of the week. Right? Look. Hold on, let's go back. Verse 2. Let me just go back to 270. Their special gift from Jaja is their willingness to help. They take joy in providing personal services, even in tasks such as cleaning or physical labor. Though it may appear that they have no special skill, in truth, they have a great gift, the desire to help. Right? Because you got some people like, what you think I am? No, I don't do stuff like that. You better go hire you somebody. I don't get my nails dirty for nobody. Like, dang. Though it may appear that they have no special skill, in truth, they have a great gift, the desire to help. O service workers, be not despondent, thinking your gift less than the gifts possessed by others. For service rendered in despondency is not of Jaja, but humble service rendered in joy is of Jaja and is the way of Shevet Ovdim. I tell you truly, there is no greater desire than the desire to help. The helper is a lover, for to help is to give the evidence of love. I like that, Dana. They're not helpers, they're yeah, they are. They're entrepreneurs. Nazarene say they be hustling. Yeah, some of the greatest hustlers. But they do it in love though, most of them. At least they learn to. Listen, because if you start out like that, let me tell you. Listen, and this is something we had to realize. When you start off like that, right? They may start off selfish, right? If you look at them as helping as entrepreneurs, and they first start like, man, I can make me some money this way, and they get going. They may have a skill or whatever, and they get going, but at some point in time, when they're going through their learning curve, they'll realize that the service that they offer must actually be valuable. Not just that, but it has to be provided to others in a way that you care about them, right? And not just you getting out there to get, look, I'm hungry. I'm just doing this so I can feed myself, right? And even people when we was on the ship, when they flew, this what it was. And a lot of time it probably didn't develop to anything other than that, simply because of the short period of time that we were out there. But when entrepreneurs or business people, they get out there, even content creators online, what they have to realize is they're going to have to, at some point in time, they're going to have to put aside their love for money, and learn how to love the people. Because if you're just searching for money, you're just trying to get money out of your followers, your message is going to be diluted, and you're going to defeat your purpose before you even get started real good. Or at a certain point, you're going to wither away and die out, because the people that you're presenting whatever it is to, they're going to begin to figure that out, right? And you're going to become less impactful, and it's not going to work, because they're going to realize that you don't really care for them. You really only care about what they can do for you by watching your content or soliciting your business or whatever. And nobody wants to feel used. People normally stick around and are repeated customers of businesses and other people who realize that they really care about them, right? And they really begin to develop a relationship with their customers or their followers or whatever. So at a certain point, if they stay on that road of service, they're going to realize that there is absolutely a need for growth in them to develop their love walk, right? Otherwise, it ain't going to work. Here today, gone tomorrow. Okay, let's go back. Verse 273. O service workers, be not despondent, thinking your gift less than the gift possessed by others. For service rendered in despondency is not of Jaja, but humble service rendered in joy is of Jaja and is the way of Shevet Ovdim. I tell you truly, there is no greater desire than the desire to help. The helper is a lover, for to help is to give evidence of love. Without helpers, life would be hopeless. Yea, without helpers, even the Lord and Lady would be without help. Therefore, Shevet Ovdim, be not despondent with your work, but neither should you boast of your humility, for such is not true humility, and is not the way. Hold on. But neither should you boast of your humility, for such is not true humility, and is not the way of Shevet Ovdim. You ever heard somebody say, "Man, I'm the most humblest person you ever seen"? No, you ain't, because humble people don't tell you they humble. That's the first key in to us realizing that you're not really humble. You're trying to make everybody else believe that you are, when you have to hype yourself up to tell them that you are the most humblest person. See, I be humble all the time. Bro, no, you don't. Humble people, there's this unspoken code, right? For humble people. You will never hear them say that. You will absolutely never hear them say that. Test it. Next time you hear somebody talking about how humble they are, begin to, like, literally stop doing everything else and begin to watch them. Watch how they respond to stuff. Put them in the just right situation where it's going to test their patience a little bit, and we'll see how truly humble you really are. No, you're not. Humble people will never tell you that they are humble. It's built into their very fibers or developed, and they just are. It's literally a state of being. They just are. But neither should you boast of your humility, for such is not true humility, and is not the way of Shevet Ovdim. Blessed are the service workers who keep the way of Shevet Ovdim. They are of the nation of Yesar'el, or the nation of righteous workers, righteous people, those who live in their highest light. They are the nation of Yesar'el. They are working for Jaja and shall receive heavenly blessings. Quashab, I say unto all who will enter Yesar'el, give thanks. Raise your hands high and give thanks for Shevet Ovdim, right? And at the end of each one of these tribes, they say Quashab, I say unto all who would enter Yesar'el. So it can be many people. They could be of the tribe of Israel and choose to put away the wrong living towards Creator, and they can become a part of Yesar'el, right? The righteous tribe of people who traverse the earth on multiple continents, right? Quashab, I say unto all who would enter Yesar'el, give thanks, raise your hands high, and give thanks for Shevet Ovdim. We also see this with the Israel in the Bible as well, right? Because even though you weren't bloodborn into Israel, you could become a part of Israel if you keep to their laws, statutes, and commands, right? And this is kind of like the same thing. If you keep to the laws of righteousness, then you become of the tribe of Yesar'el, those righteous workers of Creator or of Jaja, right? And it's the same thing. You see, I'm looking at all the spins that have been put on the scriptures, and I'm just like, man, like, they told you the truth, but they lied to you all at the same time. Like, the principles, the more that I read, the principles are actually there, but you got a skewed understanding and view of those principles at work. Did they operate in it? They absolutely did, but on the dark side of it. And they didn't realize they were in darkness, because sometimes they were just born into it and they had always been. And nobody, those with the true light, they kick them out. The prophets were true faithists, true members of Yesar'el, right? Because they was always telling people, listen, stop the slaughtering of the animals and the beasts and filling your bellies with meat. Got Passover, like all of this stuff, right? I'm sorry, not the priests. The prophets were going in. They were going in on Israel and the vagabond priesthood of Israel. That's doing all the cooking out. Bro, you coming over? We cooking out today. It's Passover. I'm like, bro, we don't eat meat no more. I remember a couple Passovers ago, as I was really getting into this and really studying this, I'm like, I don't feel like we supposed to be, something is wrong. I was like, and on Passover, they're required to slaughter a lamb. But I'm like, Father, how does this make sense? Like, I was struggling with this. Some of them older videos, especially going through cleaning out all the yeast and all this stuff. And I'm, man, y'all saw how crazy I was acting. Passover, the feast day. I'm like, somebody asked me recently. I know I may lose a couple people, but hey, it is what it is. As we grow and things no longer serve us and the truth that we understand, we put them away. We ain't trying to hold on to stuff for the sake of doing it because we identify as Israel or Hebrew. I do not celebrate Passover anymore. I cannot, in good conscience, celebrate it anymore. Now, there are some good principles, and good principles to keep the good stuff. Apply the stuff from Creator to your life. But the getting with family, right? That's good. Don't do away with that. But getting with family to eat meat, miss me on the meat portion. I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. I remember asking my uncle because he had been studying it as well, and their whole family went plant-based. Well, it was kind of like a succession, but now their whole family is plant-based. And so I asked him, so this one particular Passover, a couple Passovers ago, I went over there and I just kind of watched them. I'm like, and then I kind of asked because I didn't see a lamb. Ain't nobody go to Harris Teeter food line to get no lamb that was already cut up and packaged pretty for you, right? You ain't got to do all the slaughtering, just go to the meat market, butcher. They're going to give it to you. You ain't got to worry about that. Here you go. Go celebrate Passover. So I'm like, and I kind of whispered. I ain't had a whisper, but I don't know why I was whispering. But I'm like, so what y'all gonna do about the lamb? Just looked at me. He said, "Girl, what?" Because he wasn't think about it because they had already been adjusting that stuff out of their life anyway. They hold to good principles as they walk and as they grow. I'm like, what about the lamb? Is y'all buying lamb? Is y'all gonna eat lamb? He said, "Girl, no." I'm like, but isn't that violating? Like, then how are you keeping to the feast? He said, I don't care what nobody say. I'm not putting no more meat in my body. He said, I think it's wrong anyway. I'm like, okay, I trust you. And I was listening to him because at this point I was really struggling because I had been looking into this. And he said, I don't care what nobody say. I am not. He said, I don't care if it is clean and kosher. I'm not defiling myself with flesh. I'm like, okay, very good. I said, so I don't think I'm gonna eat it this year either. He said, why would you? He said, if it violates what you're growing into and what you're believing, and shucks, it violates the laws of life for your physical body. He said, why would you? He said, don't be pressured to do something just because other people and groups of people are doing it, even if it is a part of their religious practices. So I'm like, what the heck? I like, that's the truth. I like, so we ain't gonna get in trouble with y'all. He said, I don't think so, you know. And so I'm just like, I listened to what he said. Like I had already, the thought wasn't introduced to me by him. I had already been on that path and looking into it. And I'm like, something is wrong about this, right? They can keep all that flesh, Nazarene is saying. Look. But look, Dana, you said he refuses to cross over. Look, Dana know who I'm talking about. They close family friends. I can only imagine his response. Girl, I'm telling you. But that right there was a good conversation with him. But yeah, that was pretty interesting. They're still working on other things, developing the truth, like this, like they don't believe in the Trinity. I mean, it's everybody has steps that they go through as they're waking up to truth. You know, just like Trinity was one of the things that I'm like, yeah, this is the what a whole male Trinity. Okay, so how does that reproduce life? Here, it like because as above, so below, right? How do you get three men coming together and produce life? Like, there's not a woman anywhere, like nowhere, like none of them, no woman. Tell me how that worked, right? So I start asking all these type of questions. People get just you start to backslide now. Go read your Bible. Like they don't know how to answer this. Instead of just saying, I don't know. This is a good question. They refuse. They refuse to. Okay, let's go to the next tribe. Oh yeah, 7:32. An hour. Okay. They make me laugh making up excuses. Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny. Ema. All right. Next tribe. This is tribe 8. No, tribe 9. Let there be Shevet Ro Kelim. I probably said it wrong. Rochelim. Let there be Shevet Ro Kelim, the tribe of merchants. These are the ones who make available the products of the tribes. And after Shevet Ro Kelim is reference number 33. And down at the bottom, it says the Hebrew word Ro Kelim means merchants. Let there be Shevet Ro Kelim, the tribe of merchants. These are the ones who make available the products of the tribes. Yea, they make it possible for the farmer who grows grain to enjoy tea from another land. They make it possible for the bowl maker to enjoy fruit and the fruit grower to enjoy spice. And because of the merchants, the musicians may enjoy bread, and the bread baker may enjoy fruit. Behold, the merchants are masters of trade, and trade is a noble work if the trader is noble. I like that. It's a noble work if the worker of it is noble, right? Your work is righteous if you are righteous. You only reproduce after yourself. Let me read that again. Behold, the merchants are masters of trade, and trade is a noble work if the trader is noble. The noble merchant is honest. He speaks only the truth about his merchandise. The noble merchant is fair. He asks a fair price for his merchandise. The noble merchant will see that the poor and hungry go away not empty handed. Lo, the noble merchant is a blessing to all, but an ignoble, it was an ignoble, IGN or ignoble. I say ignoble, bro, you ignorant. Okay. But an ignoble, okay, I sound ignorant saying this. Let me just hear what it sounds like for real. Okay. Google. Ignoble. Oh, okay, I said it right. Okay. Oh, I got all these tabs open. Hold on, y'all. I gotta find out what my StreamYard at. Oh my gosh. I got a billion tabs open. Oh shoot. Lord have mercy. Hold on, y'all. Yo, where is my StreamYard? Oh. All right, y'all. I'm working on so much stuff up here with my tabs, doing some research. Then my tabs are real tiny going across. It's literally look like 100 tiny tabs open. Okay. And I ain't see the duck head. It's different. It's like a red circle. Okay. Okay. Verse 298. But an ignoble merchant is a scar upon the land, for the ignoble merchant cheats and lies, spreading inequity throughout the tribes. Y'all ever seen a sleazy salesman? Oh, I hate them. I mean, I know hate is a strong word, but it's like, why are you trying to get over on people? It's that for the ignoble merchant cheats and lies, spreading inequity throughout the tribes. Yea, the ignoble merchant shares not his bounty with the poor and hungry. And the ignoble merchant trades in things that are harmful. Like you go and try, you gonna try and trade that in, you know it's broke. Like you know it's broke, but because it looks like it's in good position, in good what's the word? It's look like it's in dang, what's the word? Good condition. It looks from the outside like it's in good condition. You want to sell it to them, and somebody a little less aware of what this actually does don't know to open this up and check this little piece right there. Sleazy salesman. Thank you. Yeah, condition. I figured it out, Dana. Listen, and I see this sometime, man. Boy, I tell you, my blood begins to boil from the inside. Okay. For the ignoble merchant cheats and lies, spreading inequity throughout the tribes. Yea, the ignoble merchant shares not his bounty with the poor and hungry, and the ignoble merchant trades in things that are harmful. O Nazarene merchants, walk not the way of the ignoble merchant. Lo, be noble merchants, for that is the way of 7Apr23. O 7Apr23, be not despondent when you see the merchants of death making more profitable trades. Lo, the merchants of death will trade in weapons and carcasses and every sort of evil. For seeming to have no conscience whatsoever, they deal in death. It seems they pile up ill-gained wealth with no remorse, but buried deep within, behold, they have a conscience, and that conscience is the witness of their every inequity. And that conscience is the witness of their every inequity. And sooner or later, unless they repent, their conscience will burn in the self-made hellfire of guilt. Yea, desire not to be a merchant of death, for what seems now to be their profit will later be their death. Highlight that, especially if you're teetering on the side of doing an ignoble deal somewhere, right? And business people are faced with this all the time. Like seriously, you have choices to make because there's always a shortcut, and we run into that. I told y'all that story. There are consequences if you give into that, right? There was a big schism here. So me and my husband about that, and I told y'all this story, but I'm glad the punishment for it was swift, because it called my husband to the carpet. It made him think about what he had just did. And to this day, he's a very, very, very fair businessman. Like he will not cross those lines, even when it's being offered to him. I've seen him. I'm like, I'm so proud of you. I'm glad we're gonna be living in a box under the bridge. But seriously, and he will talk to people and he tell them, he said, listen, he said, don't take shortcuts. Like seriously, even if it seems like it's good now, he says, gonna come back and bite you in the butt, so, but yeah, sometimes we absolutely have to learn by the things we suffer. That was a hard one, especially when you got 87 kids you got to take care of, bro. All of us, which one holding the sign today on the corner? Kids back there dancing. We all need to eat. Nope. It'll cause you to grow up. Really think about what's important, right? Really learn how to do this the right way. Be honest, right? Be reputable. Because at the end of the day, all you really have is your name, right? And a good name is better than all the money in the world. Because when you don't have money, but you need something, and your name is good, bro, that's what the credit system is about. You got jacked up credit. Don't nobody trust you. I don't care. You come here looking fly. You got It look like you got a good business, look like you got a house, but how do you pay your bills? Let's look at your game of life report card. In school, we get grades, A's, B's, and C's. In real life, right? That's what it's training for. In real life, you still got people looking at your grades. Or how well are you really surviving? You driving around here in this nice BMW, whatever. Bro, you know late payments is the worst, but I paid it though. But you paid them late. I don't want you paying me late. I want you paying me on time, right? We ain't gonna get in that. Verse 312. And be not despondent, thinking, my work is too worldly for one on the spiritual path. I tell you truly, if not for the equitable trader, children would starve, farmers would be homeless, and drummers would be drumless. Behold, the noble merchant brings spirituality out of the cloud. Hold on, that's good. Hold on, I'm getting tongue tied. I need a sip of water, y'all. Look, listen to what this said. Look, yo, Rita. It's a good name is Paramount. What's funny was, Trina, you still here? I told y'all about this this guy on the corner. He be holding out signs, right? I don't know if the guy homeless or not, or he just out there just to get a good laugh, right? He literally has a sign that say, lay some cheese. No, not lay. Spread some cheese on this cracker. Rob and Trina was here the other day. We was talking about that. They seen him too. Boy, that was hilarious. Dude still be out there. He might be homeless for real. But everybody that I run into that encounter him, they're like, man, you know what? I had to give him something, right? You know, hey, hopefully while he out there, he's saving his little money or whatever to move on up or something. I don't know. Sound like an ex-president, you know. It's not saying no names, Donnie. Now look, I already got all my disclaimers going across the screen for fair use. Medical, a UFO disclaimer. I don't want to have to put in a disclaimer for well, I guess that's under the fair use. Oh my gosh. Hold on one second, y'all. Hey son. Hey, everything good? Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. Right. Gotcha. Right. Okay. Hold that thought. I was just making sure everything was good. I'm gonna call you back. I'm still live. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Bye bye. Okay. I had to check. Had a I just had to check on something. Okay. All right. Let me go back. Verse 312. And be not despondent, thinking, my work is too worldly for one on the spiritual path. I tell you truly, if not for the equitable trader, children would starve, farmers would be homeless, and drummers would be drumless. Behold, the noble merchant brings spirituality out of the clouds and into the marketplace. I like that. I love dealing with people who are on the up and up, especially in business. And they ain't got to be all. I do have this special make my eye twitch when they trying to be reputable and and like using religion like it makes them more reputable. You know, well, bless the Lord. I'm a pray that this deal goes through. Bro, don't do that. Like I absolutely hate that. I don't know why. I know hate is a strong word, and not that I'm trying to separate like things because it is a part of you, but I don't think people need to like overdo it like that. That's almost like telling somebody you humble, bro. It's you don't have to do that. It's in your fibers. It will literally, your integrity will literally radiate from you. You don't have to like hype it up with adding religious terms and stuff to it. But behold, the noble merchant brings spirituality out of the clouds and into the marketplace. Truly, it is easier to preach a sermon about honesty than to be an honest merchant. Ooh. Blessed are the merchants who keep the way of 7Apr23. They are of the nation of Yesar'el. They are working for Jah and shall receive heavenly blessings. Quashab, I say unto all who will enter Yesar'el, give thanks and lift your hands high and give thanks for 7Apr23. Father, we thank you for honest merchants. Yes and amen. Right? Okay. We're going to keep going. That was 8. No, that was 9. Okay. Tribe 10. You know what? I'm sitting here. I'm thinking about something. Let me finish it. Okay. Tribe 10. It's 372 verses. We're on verse 322. Okay. Let there be 7Apr23, RO'Im, the tribe of shepherds. It is they who tend the flocks of sheep, protecting the sheep in exchange for milk and wool. Okay, so after 7Apr23, Ro'im, it's reference number 34. And at the bottom it says the Hebrew word Ro'im, RO'Im, means shepherds. Let there be 7Apr23, the tribe of shepherds. It is they who tend flocks of sheep, protecting the sheep in exchange for milk and wool. The milk fermented for proper digestion makes the body of the shepherd strong, and the wool warms his body on cold nights. And after proper digestion is reference number 35. And at the bottom it says, fermented dairy products such as yogurt, kefir, and cottage cheese are easier to digest than milk. That is because the lactose in milk, which can be difficult to digest, is pre-digested by the fermentation process. Although some Nazarenes abstain from all animal products, most consume fermented dairy. Most consumed fermented dairy, and many ate eggs. Of those who ate eggs, some preferred to eat only unfertilized eggs. All right. And that's your choice. I've chosen to do away with it all. That's just my personal choice. Verse 324. The milk fermented for proper digestion makes the body of the shepherd strong, and the wool warms his body on cold nights. And with his strong body, he protects the sheep from those who desire to eat its flesh. The shepherd is the friend of the sheep. How many Passover celebrating people can say they the friend of the lamb? How y'all the friend of the lamb? You're slaughtering it. That's a whole nother outlook. Animals are our friends, not food. The shepherd is the friend of the sheep. Behold, before the fall of man, his body, listen to this, right? This is amazing. Before the fall of man, his body was ethereal and needed not such food as fermented dairy. After the fall, the righteous may eat dairy and eggs, but will not eat flesh. Ascetics may abstain from dairy and eggs for a time or entirely, but should not boast or glory in their asceticism. Some ascetics, am I saying that right? Ascetics? Some ascetics will eat only fruit and nuts and wander without home, healing and teaching. Their path is blessed, but is for the few, not many. Let me read it again. Some ascetics will eat only fruit and nuts and wander without home, healing and teaching. Their path is blessed, but is for the few, not the many. But the unrighteous and ignorant eat flesh even the flesh of the sheep. How many people celebrating Passover? You eating the sheep? A little bit of lamb on your plate? I ain't said, I'm just repeating it. I'm just the reader here, right? I don't make up none of this stuff. I'm just reading y'all what the translated scroll said. But the unrighteous and ignorant eat flesh, even the flesh of the sheep. And so the shepherd and the sheep are friends. The shepherd protects the sheep, and the sheep shares its milk and wool. O good shepherds, be not despondent that you are unable to protect all of the sheep and animals of this world, for the wicked ones will populate this fallen world and will slay animals for food and profit, yea, even for pleasure. Those that like to hunt for the sake of the hunt, to take the heads and hang it on their wall. Those who like to do it just for pleasure. O good shepherds, be not despondent that you are unable to protect all of the sheep and animals of this world, for the wicked ones will populate this fallen world and will slay animals for food and profit, yea, even for pleasure. And the ignorant, though not evil, will follow the example of the evil ones. That's good. I like that, right? They're ignorant. They may not be evil, but they're ignorant. And in their ignorance, they follow what is evil. How many of us did that coming out of Israel? We were ignorant, but inherently we weren't evil, which is why we're here now, right? Something's wrong, y'all, in Israel. We got to go. Right? Listen, I'm going to read this whole thing again. Prince, what's going on, brother? Poor Mary's little lamb. I know tickler, right? Hold on. All right. O good shepherds, be not despondent that you are unable to protect all of the sheep and animals of this world, for the wicked ones will populate this fallen world and will slay animals for food and profit, yea, even for pleasure. And the ignorant, though not evil, will follow the example of the evil ones, but take joy in the knowledge that you save many animals from that fate and work to save even more. Good shepherds, do not take too much wool and milk from the sheep you protect, but only what they can give without harm, right? And you know how they be pumping up all these animals with these steroids and stuff to produce a whole lot more, bro. You is harming them, right? You using a milk cow. That's all you do. Keep on eating. That's all we're using you for, right? And they hook them up to these machines constantly. It's crazy. Those are not good shepherds, right? They're not good stewards of that flock. Good shepherds, do not take too much wool and milk from the sheep you protect, but only what they can give without harm. And when your sheep become old and unproductive, do not turn them over to the merchants of death, neither cease to care for them, for that is not the way of a friend. I like that. It's talking about your animals. I'm going to start using that. You know what? That is not the way of a friend. That's so beautiful. And when your sheep become old and unproductive, do not turn them over to the merchants of death, neither cease to care for them, for that is not the way of a friend. Yea, it is not the way of Shevet Roim. Blessed are the shepherds who keep the way of Shevet Roim, for they are the nation of Yesar'el. They are working for Jaja and shall receive heavenly blessings. Quashab, I say unto all who will enter Yesar'el, give thanks, raise your hands high, and give thanks for Shevet Roim. Hold on. Am I just on 10? I messed up my count. I did. We about to do 12. Darn it. I've been one off, y'all. Okay. You know what? I thought so yesterday when I went back and looked at it. I should have kept on looking at it. I'm off one. We're literally about to read the 12th tribe. Raising up. Okay. Oh, okay. That's what I thought. So it starts off with the overall nation, right? That's the first one. And it's literally, well, I ain't gonna say they only, but they give the whole, right? You come into Yesar'el, you're a part of the nation by being righteous. That's the first, like, that's the first one. Then the second one would start, hold on. No, I must have skipped one because it starts right here, which is the 12 tribe of workers. Listen, let me see. One, priesthood. Nazarite. Those are the priests. Yeah. Chevet. Hold on. I did. Okay. It's the priest. Then it's the That's what I did. I didn't count. I talked about them, but I didn't put the number here. That's how I messed it up. Okay. You got the priesthood. Then you got the Nazarites. Then you got the tribe of healers. Then you got the lions. Hold on. See, I didn't mark that one either. Right. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to have to fix my count. Tribe of lions. Okay. Priesthoods. The priesthood, Nazarites, the healers, priesthood, Nazarites, healers, lions, the tribe of song and words, the gatherers of materials, the farmers, the artists and crafters, the tribe of skilled tradesmen, the tribe of service to the service of workers, tribe of merchants. I'm still screwing the count up. Now I'm counting 13. Hold up. Hold on, y'all. Look. Hold on. Priest. Here, let me write them down. Okay. Priest. I wrote it down. Priest, and let me see. Let me put Nazarites right here. Nazarite. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. We got this last tribe to read. Then we're gonna be done for the day. But let me make sure I get the count right. We got the priests, the Nazarites. I'm still thinking that the priests and the Nazarites is within the same one because okay. Let me just keep going. The priests, Nazarites, healers, song and words, gatherers of materials, farmers. I miss lions here. Lions. I got that. Gatherers of materials, song and words. Got the farmers, artists and crafters. And I'm gonna give y'all a whole list. I'm gonna put it up out today. Artists and crafters, skilled tradesmen, service to others, the service workers, the merchants, shepherds, oh, okay. All right. I was forgetting. Okay, so the Nazarites, that's why I didn't count the Nazarites as a separate one because it is a part of the priesthood, right? Right. I remember. Okay. So not all priests are Nazarites, but all, did I say right? Not all priests are Nazarites, but all Nazarites are priests or priests. Okay, that's what it says. Okay. Then this last one is sheep. Okay, last one. Tribe 12. I'll fix my number in the book in a minute. 12. Okay. Verse 347. That is work. And once we get done, I'll read the list again. Okay. Verse 347, this is the last tribe, tribe 12. Let there be7Apr23, Acherim, which is the tribe of other acceptable work. And after Apr23 is reference number 37, and it says at the bottom, Akharim is a Nazarene plural form of the Hebrew word archer and means others or substitutes. Though related to the Hebrew word in the context of relating to a particular tribe, Akharim is specifically Nazarene. It refers to any other acceptable occupations anticipating that others' needs will arise and that there will be other occupations besides the 11 listed above. Okay. Let there be Apr23, which is the tribe of other acceptable work. And within this tribe may be many tribes. For this is the tribe of those who will gather to fulfill a need that arises. For needs may arise that are not met by the 11 tribes. Truly, the people of one age cannot know all the needs that will arise in another age. That's good. That's good. I like that. Look. Okay, let me just say this real quick. I don't want to get us off any further, but it's just I had talked to my sister, and me and my husband was even talking about this a little bit yesterday, talking about how the market changes when we were talking about, because somebody mentioned something about a transfer of wealth. And I was like, and I perked my ears up because I had been looking into it and what that really looks like. Right. So as I began to look at, because my husband is big and looking into like the Carnegie Foundation and the railroad industrial age and all of that stuff, and looking at how those men built their businesses in the midst of a Great Depression. Like he absolutely loves that. And it shocked me, but he started learning about that. And then we get into the next age, and he learned about the Depression a little bit. And then we look at some of the more current generations, like our generation, and how we're going into the information age. But as we began to look at this and he began to talk about those things, something began to stick out about each generation or the different dispensations and the transfer of wealth. It looks different in every generation. I may have mentioned this before. It could have just been I was talking to my sister and my husband. But I realized that every generation, not just every dispensation, but every generation, there's a transfer of wealth, right? And you hear about, like the first time I heard about this, I was in church, but they teach it in a different way. Kings and Queens Coaching Group, Shalom. Listen, from the church perspective, they teach you that this transfer of wealth is going to happen because God is going to come and he going to bless the church. He going to take the wealth of the world and bless the church with it, right? So just kind of in a nutshell what they teach you, but that's a real ignorant understanding of a transfer of wealth. Think about this. Think about your own personal transfer of wealth that you're building for your children, right? Think about, what is it? Billy Madison. Dude's dad was a millionaire, right? Billionaire. Mind you, spent all his life building this empire, right? He has many men and women on staff, multiple businesses, and his ignorant son, Billy Madison, was his son's name, Billy. He literally he got I'll call it the rich kid syndrome. I can't say that. Okay. So when I say in this particular context, when I say rich kid syndrome, right? It's like, oh, well, my mom and dad pay for it. They rich. We're rich. You're not rich. We're rich. You're not. That's our money. Until we pass it on in an inheritance, you can benefit from it, right? We need to know that you are properly trained to be able to take over this, right? Whether you're going to run our businesses or not, if we're going to leave you in inheritance, we will leave them something, right? But y'all get what I'm saying. Nobody wants to leave their inheritance to a generation that's incapable to handle it, right? And it seems pretty harsh sometimes when people who have wealth and they have children that have not developed yet, they leave it. And I like that. What Dana just said, create trust for your family to transfer wealth so they don't have to pay capital gains. That's really good to know, right? As you're building wealth, definitely learn about trust. But sometimes they turn their business over, or they dedicate major amounts of their wealth to like education foundations and stuff like this, when they got like a whole family who they could leave it to and let them continue running the legacy. But from their perspective, when they don't do that, it's because they feel like they're not competent enough to keep it going and keep my good name going. So when I go, my name is going to remain good. So I'm going to dedicate this out. I'm going to divide up my estate myself based on what I believe at this point and how I believe it's going to stay good, right? They may leave you a few dollars, right? But they ain't going to leave you the big stuff. Think about that with the church. Oh, y'all, you're full of fire now, full of fire and dedication, but you're completely ignorant. Full of the spirit, but you lack the truth. Why do you think the great creator who has given gifts to all men, right? See, you kind of got that mindset Israel got now. We're going to take everybody's stuff because we the blessed ones, but you're full of ignorance. Why do you think the creator of all is going to take something that's being ran with complete diligence? Like they have people who know this stuff in and out, understand the numbers. They know how to scale. They know how to scale up. They know how to scale back. They understand the market. Why do you think he's going to take something from them, diligent workers, and give it to somebody full of excitement and energy, but you're completely innocent? Why take that from them where it's being run well and many people are benefiting from it, and give it to somebody that's going to run it into the ground? Your intentions are good, but that is not good business ethics, and the creator is not going to do that. So they need to adjust their understanding of what the transfer of wealth is going to be. And the wealth that transfers to you will be in direct proportion of what you understand and what you know how to do. That's the wealth you're going to get. If you can handle a little bit, all you're going to get is a little bit, right? Because giving you more than that will destroy you, right? Creator's not going to do that. And it's not going to happen for the church the way they think it is. Completely ignorant, don't want to learn nothing. They want to stay inside of the four walls, me and my foe, and no more, and do nothing. Well, be happy over there while the world passes you by, which is why, now listen, we learned about righteous merchants, right? Noble merchants. And as this information age develops and more tools develop, making things go faster and better with less work, working smarter. That's what development of the information age is. And going into the AI. Now they show you movies, AI gonna take over the world. They're gonna make all the human slaves. Impossible, people, right? Even though that they create them to learn, but remember, it's always the noble merchants behind them, the noble merchants, the creators of said stuff, right? Those people who are in charge of the AI. I like something somebody said. AI is not coming to place you. Somebody who knows how to use AI is going to replace you, right? But the church teaches, so the devil, Satan, smart, 666. I'm like, come on, like seriously, people. I'm just like, and I get it. And there is what's the word? You can't, I ain't gonna say be worried about it, but there is the fact that there are people out there who are not righteous, who also get a hold of this this technology and stuff, and they're all gonna do nefarious things with it. And it happens in every generation with every single thing, right? So we have to be mindful of those things and do your part to your highest light. And if you choose to use technology as it develops, and those who learn how to use it, they're going to grow. They're going to grow a little bit more. They're going to grow a little bit fast and a lot faster than other people who choose to stay away from it. Even in businesses, people are using old, outdated systems, right? My husband pulled out cash the other day, and it almost seemed foreign to me. He left a cash tip, and I looked like, seriously, I'm like, oh, Pam, it's cash. Simply because I swipe all the time and I'm tapping, right? I understand some people just like when it's it's this progression of time as things get better. Some people are used to the old system and the way that things have been done, that they're not really ready for change, or they choose not to, because this is what I know. I've grown comfortable here, and this, I got to learn something new. I ain't got the strength and time for that. No, I'm gonna just stay here. But those people, they die out because they refuse. That's a refusal to grow, right? And everything is progressing. Creator created this place to progress and to grow. So as things are changing, especially in the community that you're in, I ain't saying you got to use it, but at least understand something about it, because as things develop more, the businesses are going to change, right? Even we're looking at that even with the industry we're in with commercial furniture. There's always going to be furniture. There's absolutely is. But the way that the manufacturers manufacture it, because of the needs of the people, and especially during COVID, we noticed, and I was telling my husband a few years ago, I'm watching this, I'm like, because I pay attention to trends a lot of time. And I'm like, babe, I don't think this. He said, girl, you in the house all the time behind the computer, what you know? And he didn't really say it like that, but that's how I felt like he said it to me. But I pay attention to a lot of things and data and just looking at things and what's happening. COVID started happening, and a lot of these big places that have these cubicle systems, not that people don't buy cubicle systems anymore, but they're going to a more conversational type atmosphere. They're breaking down the walls so people can collaborate together. They're doing more of a collaboration style furniture, and it's more colorful now, to where systems, they were this gray and these neutral colors for corporate and everything. They're changing to more color, and that's me. I'm all about color and brightness and stuff. I'm like, yes, this is the generation I'm supposed to be in. Like all this creativity and stuff I got, and like how we make the business. I'm like, babe, sometimes I think I overload them with all my ideas and stuff and how to develop business, because where things are going and the development of AI and all these different things. I'm like, and we are righteous people. Why not? So I got into all of that because talking about the transfer of wealth. The transfer of wealth happens in every single generation. It has to happen. It's a process of development. And the wealth that was gotten back here, not that it wasn't needful, it was absolutely needful, and it was perfect for that generation, for that dispensation. But with every new generation of people who are born here, and their upgraded intellect and understanding, not take slight, but they develop in a different way, and their knowledge adds on to previous generations' knowledge, and we develop something that looks a little bit different, but it's more effective, right? So that's what happens with the transfer of wealth. And the information age, with the development of AI, it's building on previous generations' understanding and advancements. We're tweaking it and we're making it better, faster, and making it more accessible to more people, right? Think about information and how it's passed along. Back in the day, word of mouth. Then we can write books, pass books along. Now we got the World Wide Web. Some people call it the devil. I'm like, bro, it's the growth process of the earth and its people, right? So I'm just like, this next transfer of wealth, it has to do with the information and how information is being sped up, and they call it AI, right? But there's always a good side and a bad side to it, which depends on the people who are handling this information. So learn about it. I implore you to learn how to use it. And if you can apply it, implement it in your business, use it, but for righteous purposes. Be noble in all that you do. Giving Creator, Jaja, all praise for the development and understanding as we progress and as we grow, right? So that's what the transfer of wealth is. And I told my husband, I said, this is what the transfer of wealth really looks like. From my understanding, I said, each generation builds upon it, and that wealth is now translated into this generation's wealth, right? So you have traditional businesses. We have a traditional business, but we're also learning how to do things online, to transact business online with the market that we serve. Those that don't, not saying that you can't, but you're going to realize your business will develop a little bit more if you learn a little bit something about online. Don't just stick a rinky-dink website up there. Like, really look into it. If you don't know how to do it, you don't care to do it, invest in it. It's only going to benefit you, because people, when they go to look at it, and make it app friendly, make it scrollable for people who use their phone most of the time, make it presentable, make it beautiful. If you don't know how to do it, that's an investment that is 100% tax deductible. It's a business expense. Pay somebody else, pay a professional to do it. That's what I would say. It's a lot of professionals on Fiverr, different places or whatever, Upwork, but pay somebody else to do it if you don't have the time and the strength and the know-how, right? Be as presentable, as beautiful as you can possibly make it, because it's only going to benefit your business, right? If your expertise is this one thing, don't try and do this other thing. Hire somebody else, just like a CPA. I'll tell anybody now, right? Us starting being a one man, one woman, well, a 2-man crew, me and my husband working out in the field, and I'm handling the background and regroup. Me trying to do everything, work on the stuff for the business, and also be the CPA. As we begin to grow, it began to kind of go out of my league a little bit, because I was dealing mostly with individual tax returns, right? But now that the business grows, I've never dealt with something that's grown this much. You need a professional. Otherwise, you get yourself in trouble. And IRS agents show up at your door, ask me about it. They showed up twice. And audits come right to the office and sit there for 6 hours. Pull it out, everything. Your baby's accounts too. I'm like, oh my God. Right? It's not a fun place to be when they show up at your door, 2 of them. Right? But I'm thankful that we're honest, and I keep really good records. And it took 6 hours, but we went through it and we got it worked out, right? I wasn't running around there with my head cut off. Like, hold on, I got a shoebox over here. Absolutely not. Be diligent about your business. Operate your business like you were a Fortune 500 type of business, right? Even if you're really, really small, even if it's just a party of one, even if it's just you, right? Operate it like you're bigger, and it'll begin to develop. And the transfer of wealth, when the wealth begins to transfer, you can begin to receive some of that, because you've actually been prepared for the opportunity. You've been paying attention, and you can take advantage. And you won't just be sitting by the wayside. Oh, the Father's going to transfer the wealth from the wicked to the righteous. I'm righteous, but you're ignorant. You're ignorant righteous. You ain't getting a dime. You're going to watch me grow, the informed righteous person, you know. And I was about to say I'm kidding, but I'm not. Listen, I'm so serious. To Science Shalom says, hold on, she said, let's not forget tech has its place. However, it takes people to build, mass training of carpenters, plumbers, etc. Absolutely, right? Absolutely. And so this, look, and it actually got into this with the different tribes, the merchants and the who was it? The skilled tradesmen, right? Everybody has a part to play, and it's the individual parts of the body that helps the overall development and the proper running of the body. Yes, make it mobile friendly also. Absolutely. Owaspi showed, I'm sorry, Tabitha said, Owaspi mentioned skills in the book of Shalom. So you were correct on that statement. Absolutely. Look, even if it wasn't in Owaspi, as you go and learn, you will realize that it's almost like common sense. Seriously, you have to develop yourself. And some people just like they're what's the word? They're susceptible to the fear mongering of people, right? And they're too scared to do anything, right? You know, so we got to learn how to beat that fear. Okay, let's read this last portion right here. Finish reading it. Let me just start over because we only read like a couple verses. All right. What's my email address again? Let me just type it out. Pamela at Awaken to Truth Ministry. Ministry is spelled different. Look, I want nothing that even remotely resembled church ministry. So I spelled it different. MIN ministry. Okay. Ministry is MINISTRE. That's how the dictionary pronounces ministry. So I use the spelling of the pronunciation, right? Because you see ministry with a Y, you all automatically think church. But that right there, ministry, what? You don't get the church vibes right away. But it's like, let me just look. Let me go look it up, right? And if anybody know, the last part of websites like the at whatever, it's always the website. So you can go to the website. I ain't updated it yet. It will be updated because I'm looking into it. Yesterday, as I'm looking into the AI stuff, I'm telling y'all, look, this channel is gonna get so much better. How the thumbnails and all of this stuff, even the shorts, because I'm doing what I can myself, but I only got so much time in a day, right? So, but I'm actually going to start building a team, not people, not people that well, I'm going to outsource some things with people that like this is their business. This is what they do, right? So just watch it over the days, and I'm gonna make it more appealing to the eye, not just good talk, but the background lighting, like all this stuff, right? We coming up to the times. We making ourselves better, and so all them people that's coming out of religion, but they full of creativity and looking for beautiful colors and stuff, but they also want to see this with people that speak in truth. This will be a place where they'll be able to find that, and I won't have this little. I don't know. I know I'll be talking about my production, my bootleg production here, but hey, we got to get better as things are developing, right? So I want everything to be as sharp, as beautiful as it can be, while still speaking truth and walking in my highest light, and to still be developing, right? So it's also teaching people how to do it as well. You develop skills to help your community. Absolutely. Okay. All right, y'all. Let me read. I'm gonna just start over at the last tribe, verse 347. Then we're gonna be done. Let there be Shevet Akarim, which is the tribe of other acceptable work, and within this tribe may be many tribes. For this is the tribe of those who gather to fulfill a need that arises. For needs may arise that are not met by the 11 tribes. Truly, the people of one age cannot know all the needs that will arise in another age. Yea, one may feel called to do a work other than that assigned to the 11 tribes. For Jaja is creative, and those who are of Jaja are creative. See, I didn't even read that ahead for real. We was just talking about this. For Jaja is creative, and those who are of Jaja are creative. Wherefore I say, do not oppose new things. I did not read ahead. Look. Wherefore I say, do not oppose new things because they are new. Do y'all know that when the bathtub first came out, religious people thought that was of the devil? I kid you not. I think I mentioned that before. It's in this book called Zany Laws and Other True Facts About American History, something like that. I'm gonna have to get it. I'm gonna have to get it again. I don't know where our book is at, but there are some of those different things that I remember, like that one where it says, I want to say, I forget which state. It might have been Pennsylvania, but it was one state that they had mentioned, and they said that men could not beat their wives after 5 p.m. on the steps of the courthouse. Something like that. I'm like, what? It was completely dumb, but I looked up some of those things, and they were actually true laws on the books. I'm like, I would love to hear the story behind this. But it's funny. Y'all got to check out some of those books. Matter of fact, I added a couple to my cart, and I'm gonna get them. I haven't hit the order button yet, but I am. But some of those things I'm gonna share with my children as we, as they develop some of the history stuff, and we just like to make it fun. But yeah, that was crazy. For Jaja is creative, and all those who are of Jaja are creative. Wherefore I say, do not oppose new things just because they are new, but neither shall you embrace every new thing, for not all new things are of Jaja. That is also true. And many new things that appear to be harmless will in time prove to be harmful. Behold, many new things are of the enemies of Jaja. Yea, the great deceptions will be perpetrated in the name of progress. We got to be careful because we were just kind of talking about this with the AI. Look, hold up. So be mindful, check into it, but develop yourself as well. Try to look ahead. That's good. Okay, let me just read this again. Verse 355. But neither shall you embrace every new thing, for not all new things are of Jaja, and many new things that appear to be harmless will in time prove to be harmful. Behold, many new things are of the enemies of Jaja, yea, and great deceptions will be perpetrated in the name of progress. Likewise, great evil occurs when true progress is prevented in the name of preservation. Let me read that again. Highlight that too. Verse 359. Likewise, great evil occurs when true progress is prevented in the name of preservation. Therefore, Yesar'el, be equally cautious of the dangers of stagnation and false progress. That's good. So we got to be mindful at all times and really think things through, right? Let all who would propose, let all who would propose new work tribes speak first to the Takbula Elyon, the high council of Yesar'el, and that was at that particular person who knows about all of the different tribes within Israel and all their work in and out. That's the high priest, and that was at the very beginning of chapter 14, of which Abdiel was the first. According to this, let all who would propose new work tribes speak first to the Takbula Elon, the high council of Yesar'el. Then let the high council make the final decision. Blessed are they who balance creativity with prudence, progress with preservation, and freedom with order. That is good. New highlighter. Blessed are they who balance creativity with prudence, progress with preservation, and freedom with order. It is they who keep the way of Yesar'el. They are working for Jaja and will receive heavenly blessings. Quashab, I say unto all who will enter Yesar'el, give thanks, raise your hands high, and give thanks for the 7Apr23, which is, remember, the tribe of other acceptable work. Thank you, Father, for them. Yea, raise your hands high unto Jaja and give thanks for the 12 tribes of workers. Each tribe is a spoke of one will, the one nation of Yesar'el, united in holy work. Give thanks. I love chapter 14, and that is the end of this chapter. Oh my gosh, I did not realize we was going to go this long, though. Like, seriously, we had 2 hours. Okay, y'all, that's it for today. Look, I hope y'all ain't stealing time. I probably need to get better with my time and just cut off at the hour like I said I was, huh? I'm getting better. Y'all bear with me. Page 101. Sometimes we be going on, we'll be on the road and I want to finish the thought. I don't want to just like cut it off right in the, middle. So, but we're growing. We're getting better. All right, beautiful people, that is it for today. I hope y'all enjoyed it. It is Friday. Happy Friday. It is April 7th, 2023, day 10 of year 5 of reading through books, laws, and prophets, and of the 5-year consecutive day count, day 1393. Today we read chapter 5 in Owaspi, the book of Thor, pages 119 and 120, and then we hopped over here to the secret Nazarite scroll, also called the Holy Megillah, and we finished reading up chapter 14 in the Nazarene book of Genesis, which is the 12 tribes of Yesar'el. Remember, Yesar'el is the nation of righteous people, not just a race of people, but the race of righteous people, which are comprised of multiple nations, backgrounds, colors, right? But they have one thing in common. They are righteous and they walk in ways of love and light and wisdom of our great creator, here referred to as Jaja, Also, they call the great creator the all, which we also see that in Owaspy. There are quite a few similar names that this uses, that Owaspy uses. But also they have different names to call creator that encompasses all of everything, the complete balance of male and female and all those things in between, outside, over, and above. It's just all. That's why the all. There's really nothing else. It's the all, and that comprises everything, everywhere, at all the time, current generations, previous. Y'all get it, right? All. You are all. And we are a part of the all. We are a source of the all. And our development should be in the light of that and understanding that at all times as we progress here through the earth. And even when we shed this and we're a fully born spirit, we should continue to progress, right? And just grow bigger and better. That was pages 93 to 101. And that was it. The next chapter, chapter 15. Let me see if I can give y'all a quick preview. It is entitled, oh, that's a long chapter too. It's a real long chapter. The fifth and sixth candles. Oh. Ooh, I can see why that's good. Oh, yeah. That starts on 102 and ends on 123. Okay, so we'll read a little bit of this tomorrow. It's going to get into a few of the laws. Oh, that's good. Okay. All right, beautiful people. Y'all can read ahead if y'all want to, but we got to get out of here. Thank y'all for hanging out today. I love y'all. I'm going to scroll through real quick. I got a meeting, but it's not till 11. I'm going to see if I miss any questions. I'm going to just go from the bottom to the top. Create a gang. Make it a great day. And create a family. It was magnificent. Yes, it was. Have a fantabulous day today, family. Nazarene is seen. Email still coming back. Hold on, girl. Let me go copy. I probably typed it in wrong. Hold on. Let me find my email. I'm gonna copy it. Maybe I typed it in wrong. Yes, and amen, Dana. I'm in awe at all the truth Creator has established for us. So thankful. I know, right? Okay. I just copied my email. I want to say that's how I typed it out the first time. I think I could have typed it out wrong. Hold on, let me see. Try and send something now. Somebody send me something. Hold on. Nope. It's different. Oh, wait. I did type it in different. I flipped the I and the E. I'm sorry. That my bad. My bad. I did. I told y'all this. Because I don't be emailing myself. I'm like, why I choose such a long. Yeah, if you just send something, I just heard it come through. Okay. Hold on. Oh, I forgot. I gotta go. I pull it up here. I forgot I did my what you call it. I'm gonna have to check over here. All right, beautiful people. But I'll do that in a minute. Let me go back here. All right, y'all. All right, beautiful people. Audrey, shalom, beautiful people. All right, y'all. That's it. I'm just scrolling through real quick. One of our purposes is not leaving. Oh, that's good. One of our purposes is not leaving unpaid loans for our children. Instead, we're trying to create generational wealth. Yes, amen. Right? Definitely. Because sometimes, it's crazy. You would think that they would forgive your debts if you die. How are they gonna pass it right on to your children? Some of them will, right? Death will alleviate all other things. I mean, not alleviate. That's probably the wrong word to use, but you get it. They can't come after you no more, you know. People want pen and paper. People want pencil to paper, refuse to use the phone. Like you said the other day, real success is elevate. Right. Elevation of consciousness, discipline, and stewardship. All right, beautiful people. I like that, Donnie. Like putting new wine in old wineskins. We was talking about the development and the generations. The new generations have things that were not invented, so we can't force the old ways on the new generations. And likewise, right? The new generation come in and put their own spin on the old things, right? And they sometimes they make it better, right? Sometimes, let's try that again. Don't remix that. If you are, just try it a different way, right? Some things they remix it and it's amazing. Some things they're still trying to work through, right? But each generation, everything's supposed to get better. Doesn't being chosen show some form of favoritism? People would say that. It depends, and it can be, depending on the context and how you're doing it. I saw that comment when it came through. Israel be bullying folk and do. I like that Dana said most wealthy families lose it within a generation or two because the children aren't required to work within it, right? They have no clue how to run a family business. They've just been benefiting from it. Oh, that is so true. That is so true. Imagine that, right? And if you you were part of the problem if you didn't help teach or train your children, right? And at a certain point, you will know if they want to be a part of the family business or not. You have some like, no, I ain't going to work in my daddy's field, and then they come back like, you know what, daddy, this is probably the best place. There are a lot of lessons. Yes, I'm going to take on and run the family business. You know, it happens both ways, right? Like Josh, like the 4 mini Murphs. They said we'll work. Look, they was having a conversation amongst themselves, and Josiah said he was going to go be a I want to say he said, I forget what he said. He was going to go do something, but Josh got mad. This was probably like 2 years ago now. Josh is 12 and Saya is 10. And Josh got mad with Saya. He said, no, Saya, we're going to work in Dad's business when we get older. And Saya just looked like, dang, well, that just came out of nowhere. Like, we suppose this is our business. We're working for Dad. Like, come on ahead, Josh. You next in line for promotion. All right, y'all. Okay, let's scroll back down. All right, y'all, that's it for today. I'm gonna have a few different outros too. I'm gonna keep it lively. It ain't gonna always be the same thing, but until I develop a new one, we gonna keep going with the one we got. All right, y'all. Love y'all. I see y'all back here tomorrow at 6:30, but we can't go too long. Tomorrow actually begins a new term. This school is flying by. A new term begins tomorrow, but it's still Saturday. So this Saturday, I do it from here, but I think next Saturday I have to be on campus. So we definitely gonna have to cut it. We cannot go past 8:15. I think not tomorrow, next Saturday, because I have to drive to Virginia Beach. All right, y'all. You love the one we got? I do too. But we're gonna keep it fresh. I got a lot of different pieces of movies and other things that I want to incorporate, but I got to learn how to put a little spin on it so I don't violate the copyright. According to YouTube, if you're going to use copyrighted material, whether it's a song, somebody else's production, movie, whatever, you have to take it and you have to put your own spin on it, and it has to be unique, even though you're using clips. Like you see people laughing, or they use like Kevin Hart face, or they be talking and they'll interject something, and it has to be, and this is smart, the way their software watches the videos that are uploaded, and it has to be relevant to what you were talking about, right? So they actually, I don't know how they figured this out, but they are. If it flags you, they will go in there and they'll look at it. So you can't be talking about fruit and then use somebody copyrighted stuff that comes in to sell like a Nike shoe or something. Like, it don't mesh. It don't mesh. Like, how does this, like, no, this not gonna fly, right? But now if you take that same piece of you can still be talking about like fruit or something, but you're telling a story on how somebody came in with a Nike boot and kicked your fruit out your hand, and you show like a Nike. Then I'm like, okay, because that you kind of added a spin on it, make it hilarious. That's what they're looking for. And I thought that was really neat how they explained that. Watching some of the actual YouTube has a channel itself. YouTube is the platform, but YouTube has a channel itself. And some of their videos are really informative on what they look for, how they operate their algorithm, and when it's flagged and it actually comes to a human person. That's what they're looking for. They're actually looking for true creativity, not you taking somebody else's stuff and stealing it and trying to pass it off as your own. I'm like, okay, I understand that a little bit better, which is why I took Nico's song based on what we're talking about, waking up, right? Third eye, open your eye, right? Here's a constant expansion. I thought that was perfect, and her song went perfectly with that scene. And I didn't let that scene play through all the way. If you watch the movie, you'll notice there were some things that I cut out the end scene to kind of shorten it, even though it's like a 3-minute clip. I shortened it a little bit, and I cut her song up with different places, how he was floating, when she was singing that part about floating, and I redid that a couple times. I had to add a creativity to it to pass YouTube's test of creativity, to be able to reuse somebody's stuff, right? So that's that. So as I began to put together other stuff with my creativeness, that's what I do. But it's also why we don't get strikes against us for reading. And I realized, I'm like, oh snap. Ever since we've been here, we've been reading copyrighted books, things by other people. But because I come in and I didn't know that, but it made it real clear why they don't mess with me on that. Because the way I read it to you, I'm always interjecting stories, talking about it, giving my perspective. It's literally, they consider that as teaching and educational, to bring out points, giving your own spin. I'm not just there reading their book from beginning to the end without saying anything. I've literally taken the information and made it my own and presented it that way. I'm like, amazing. Like, so my understanding of this has expanded just a little bit more. I'm like, okay, I got it. All right. So that's it. Right. The biggest Little Farm documentary. I'm going to share that. Hold on. Let me see if I can get a link real quick for everybody. Ayla shared it with us. Biggest Little Farm. What's on Netflix? The Biggest Little Farm documentary. Okay. It looked like it's on a few places. It's an hour and a half. Okay, so here. That's that. Let me give you the. See, you can watch it on a few places: Redbox, Google Play, YouTube, Apple TV. Trying to see. Here's a trailer. Okay. Here's a trailer. Here's a link to the trailer. So y'all should be able to, I'm not going to put like the, but here's the trailer. Y'all should be able to find it. It's in quite a few places. So just go look it up. Y'all can watch it. All right. All right, beautiful people. That's it for today. I'm going ahead and get out of here. I'll see y'all back here tomorrow morning, bright and early, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.
But I see through you.
I'm from outer space. I got Milky Way for blood, evolution in my veins. I'm gold. I've been far away. I'm illuminated now.
What did you just do to me?
I pushed your astral form out of your physical form.
What's in that tea? Psilocybin? LSD?
It's just tea. With a little honey.
What just happened?
For a moment, you entered the astral dimension.
What?
A place where the soul exists apart from the body.
Why are you doing this to me?
To show you just how much you don't know. Open your eye.
Been dreaming about flying for a long time. I had a vision from the birds, they want a coastline.
What's happening?
This isn't real, this isn't real, this isn't real, this is...
Dreaming about flying for a long time. I had a vision from the crazy one.
His heart rate is getting dangerously high.
He looks all right to me. You think that this material universe is all there is?
I don't need gravity, I need
What mysteries lie beyond the reach of your senses? Existence, mind and matter meet. Thoughts shape reality.
I don't need gravity, I just need growth. I am not really here, I'm an intrusion. I don't swim or sink, I just float.
Some benevolent and life-giving, filled with malice and hunger. Dark places where powers older than time and waiting.
I don't swim or sink, I just float.
Who are you in this vast multiverse?
I don't need gravity, I just need growth. I don't need gravity, I just need growth.
Have you seen that before in a gift shop?
I don't need gravity, I just need growth.
Teach me.
No.
It's an earthquake rumble. I won't ever ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.